it's easier to get one than you think. I'm going to explain why smaller competitors are outranking you, which happens in a lot of markets. And I'm going to share our proven 3-part strategy for ranking any website at the top of Google, even if you've lost all your rankings or received a manual penalty. A quick word of warning. This information is not for everyone. If you're looking for an aggressive way to get top SEO rankings, you know, the get-rich-quick style, then you're at the wrong place. Even though the strategy I'm about to share can get fast results, it's not the type of grey or black hat strategy that guarantees results in 3 months. While those types of strategies can get quick results, Google is getting a lot better at catching them out and penalizing the sites accordingly. This information is for people who are serious about dominating the competition in search and have a relentless focus on growing their business using any and all methods available to them. This information is for people who are in it for the long term and want to do things the right way, to ensure their results get better over time, not just in the short term. If this doesn't sound like you, then you should probably stop watching right now. But if it is you, then keep watching. So, let's get into it. Hi, my name's Alex Kleanthis, and I'm the co-founder and chief strategist at Web Profits. And over the last 6 months, my team and I have audited 1,237 websites, ranking at the top of Google in 154 different markets, and counting. Why did we do that? Because Google changed the game in a big way in 2013 with their multiple SEO algorithm updates. And we needed to find out what Google was looking at when ranking websites at the top of organic search for different keywords in different markets. We audited websites ranking for everything from home loans to kitchen renovations to e-commerce sites and electricians. And because we audited so many websites in so many different markets, we started to see a pattern emerge for what Google was looking for when ranking a website. And what we found was interesting, to say the least. But before I get to that, let's take a quick look at what Google changed. It's no secret that Google's changes ticked off a lot of businesses. Why? Because everything that used to work in ranking a website at the top of Google stopped working. And now it could actually stop you from ranking. Think about it. Overnight, Google made it so that what you'd been doing in the past to rank your website at the top of their search engine actually stopped your site from ranking now. That meant that most of the websites that were ranking at the top of Google lost their rankings overnight. Frustrating, right? You're not alone. Here's what some industry insiders had to say. Google basically doesn't want people trying to build links any longer, despite that having been Google advice for many years. Apparently, you cannot trust Google even a bit because they did hit the sites even though they were not doing anything wrong. As you can see, the frustration lies with Google changing the game they created, decimating the rankings of websites that were doing things right, and then enforcing new standards upon them. And I can understand where they're coming from, because we saw the impact firsthand. At the end of the day though, Google controls more than 90% of the search market in Australia. And if you want to get a piece of that action, you need to do what Google says, regardless of whether you like it or not. But I'm going to give you an alternative view to this whole thing because in my opinion, what Google's done is a very good thing for both businesses investing in SEO and the consumers that use Google every day to find what they're looking for. So, why did Google change the game completely? In the past, you could rank a website with low quality content at the top of Google by building a large volume of low quality links to that site. That often meant that websites that didn't deserve a top ranking were ranked above those that did. Not in every case, but in a lot of them. Google has always focused on its users with the aim of providing the best possible results as fast as possible, because they know that if they keep their users happy, they will maintain their dominant market share. The problem was that oftentimes the websites that should have been ranking at the top of Google weren't, because they weren't prepared to do what needed to be done to rank at the top of Google. That is, to build a large volume of links. Now, whether this was right or wrong is beside the point. The fact is that they weren't ranking when someone was searching for what they did. and that's how it was for years. Then Google made its big updates. The updates that shook the SEO industry bigger than ever before. And at first, even I was shocked by what they did. But as I understood what had changed and why they changed it, I became super excited. Google has effectively stopped all SEO shortcuts for ranking a website at the top of their search engine. You've probably seen it before. If you've had a website for any length of time, you've likely received a ton of emails from Indian SEO companies offering to rank your website at the top of Google for $100. Those strategies are now dead, and they can actually get your site penalized by Google. The great thing about Google's updates is that it's all about quality. If you do things the right way, you'll be able to rank your website at the top of Google. And the best part is, you don't need to implement lower quality tactics to compete. You can focus on higher quality tactics and be confident that you'll outrank your competitors for years into the future. And even if you do find competitors ranking with lower quality tactics, you can be confident that Google will pick them up in no time and will reduce their rankings. We've seen this time and time again. But just quickly, let's take a quick look at how big Google search actually is. The number of people searching on Google is higher than it's ever been. In 2011, there were 1.7 billion searches on Google. In 2012, there were 1.9 billion searches. And in 2013, there were 2.2 billion searches. The number of people using Google is growing each year. And with the growth of mobile, these trends are only going to continue. I don't know about you, but if there's a source of qualified buyers for my service, I'd want to be there whenever somebody is searching. And if you've run Google AdWords in the past, you'd know better than anyone how expensive it is to get all the traffic available in your market. That's why SEO is still such a valuable marketing strategy, because it allows you to tap into the growth of Google search without being limited by your advertising budget. But you need a different type of SEO strategy to achieve this in 2014 and beyond. The old rules of SEO are dead. SEO has changed in a big way. What used to work in the past can actually stop you from ranking now. Let's take a quick look at what can hurt you now. In the past, you ranked a website at the top of Google by building a large volume of links with the keyword you wanted to rank for in the links. Now, if you have too many links with the keyword in them, sometimes as low as 10% of your links, you won't be able to rank for that keyword. In the past, you could publish a large volume of low quality content on guest blogs around the web with a link back to your website. Now, with the Panda algorithm update targeting the quality of content, too many links from low quality websites will lower your ranking. In the past, you could publish thousands of articles to article directories around the web. Now, posting to article directories can lead to a Google penalty. In the past, you could submit your website to thousands of website directories around the web. That same strategy will now lead to a penalty. And in the past, you could publish a press release with the keywords you wanted to rank for in the release, and then submit it to thousands of press release sites around the web. That can also get your website penalized by Google. So at this stage, you might be asking, so what's left? And that's a great question. It's all about quality. It's not that guest blogging is bad, or that website directories are bad, or that press releases are bad. It's when you try to scale these types of tactics for SEO that it can hurt you, because there are a lot less high quality opportunities available and they're usually much harder to acquire. In the new era of Google, quality is far more important than quantity. One of the things we found in our SEO audit of 1,237 top-ranked websites is that a website can rank at the top of Google without a large number of links, as long as the links it has are both high quality and relevant to that industry. It's the same with content. These days, it's far better to publish fewer articles, but focus on writing the best possible articles you can, and then sharing them through social media. It's all about quality, and the better the article, the better the results will be. Which leads me on to my next point. Why your smaller competitors are outranking you. If you've been implementing SEO for any length of time, then you probably have a number of issues that are holding your website back from ranking. Remnants of SEO tactics implemented over the history of your website being live. So when a smaller competitor is outranking you, it's probably because they don't have any old baggage holding them back, and they have enough quality links to be at the top of Google. There's a hint there. This happens more often than you think. So what can you do about it? Before we get to that, I need to quickly explain localization. How does localization affect SEO rankings? Localization is where Google assumes a location even though the searcher hasn't used the location in their search. This happens with most service-based keyword searches. For example, if someone in Sydney searches for electrician on Google, Google will assume they want a business from Sydney, even though they didn't include Sydney in their search. If you don't have any SEO issues holding you back, which we'll cover shortly, then this is most likely why a smaller competitor is outranking you. Because they have a location in Sydney, they have a number of listings around the web that confirm that listing, and Google perceives their website to be more relevant to that local search than your site. So how can you tell if localization is happening in your market? All you need to do is search your top keyword in Google without a location and see if all of the top ranked websites are from one location, for example Sydney. If they are, then localization applies for that keyword. So how do you compete with localization if you service multiple cities? Ideally, you should get an address in the location you want to rank for. And one of the best ways of doing that, outside of setting up a new office, is to get a serviced office in the capital city of the state you're targeting. Now let's take a look at how to actually rank a website at the top of Google. Earlier, I mentioned that the old rules of SEO were dead, and that you can't just get thousands of low quality links and expect to rank at the top of Google. So how do you rank at the top of Google? Ranking a website at the top of Google requires a custom strategy for each market. There are literally hundreds of different high quality SEO tactics you can use to rank a website at the top of Google. But how do you know which ones will give you the best results? That's where the custom strategy comes into play. Choosing the right SEO tactics for your market will make all the difference in the level and speed of your success. While all high quality tactics will help you increase SEO rankings, some will be more powerful than others for your situation. To identify the best SEO tactics, you need to get a list of the websites ranked at the top of Google for your most valuable keyword phrase, and then go through each of their backlinks one by one to find out what types of links they have. You also need to go through their websites in detail to find out how big their sites are, what pages they have, and what content, if any, they're posting to their blog. What you're looking for here are trends between the sites. What kind of links do they have in common? What kind of content do they have in common? The type of links and content they have in common are where you should focus your SEO strategy first to get the best results. And even though it will take a fair bit of time to get through, this is a critical step in any SEO strategy in this new era of Google. Building high quality links and content for your website is one part of the game, a big part. The other part is cleaning up any low quality links and content you might have. Why? Because Google will actually stop your website from ranking if you have low quality, that is spammy, links pointing to your site, or if your website has a lot of low quality content. That means you need to go through each link pointing to your website, identify the low quality ones, the ones that were just built for SEO, and remove them. You need to do the same with your website. Go through every page on your site and ensure the content is the best it can be. If it's not, then either fix it or remove it. So what should your links say in them? In the past, you needed to build links with the keywords you wanted to rank for in the links. Doing this can actually hold you back from ranking now. In the new era of SEO, you should have the majority of your links have your brand or company name in them. Now, you don't need to put a keyword in links to your website to rank for that keyword. Google can rank your website for a keyword without that keyword appearing in any links to your site. So what does that mean for you? It means that you can focus on building the very best quality links you can, which usually means a link with your company name in them, and be confident that the more quality links you acquire, the higher your website will rank. And because you don't need to try to stuff a keyword in a link, there are a lot more opportunities available to acquire high quality links to your website. Is content important? Content isn't as important as you may have been led to believe. Google is trying to get businesses to focus on just producing the best content, that is articles, they can, and then leaving the rest up to them to figure out. The theory is that if the content is good enough, then the website should rank naturally, even though that's not really the case. In auditing 1,237 websites in 154 markets, we found that there were a lot of industries where you just didn't have to write great articles to get a top ranking. Sure, content is great for driving long-tail traffic, but there are a lot of markets where content isn't that important for SEO. And if you're working with a limited budget, which most businesses are, then you want to spend your budget on the areas where you'll get the best bang for your buck, right? What about social media? In most of the markets we audited, social media didn't play a big role in rankings. That's not to say that social media doesn't help you grow market share and drive sales, because it does. It just means that you may not need to implement social media to rank highly on Google. Where social media can help is promoting content you publish on your website, because social media can help get your content seen by the people that can link to it, which means that you'll get a natural link. So with that in mind, social media can help promote great content to get links outside of social media, but social media itself isn't a driving factor in SEO rankings yet, even though that will likely change sometime in the future. So how do you rank a website at the top of Google, even if it's lost its rankings or received a manual penalty? Well, if you were to work with us, here's how we would do it. Step 1, conduct an audit of your top ranked competitors. We'd start by auditing the backlinks and websites of your top ranked competitors for your most valuable keyword. We'd look at every single backlink to each of their websites and look for trends between those sites to find out which types of links work best in your particular market. We'd shortlist some acquisition targets, which are basically the highest quality links your competitors have that we can acquire on your behalf. And we look at each of their websites in detail, looking for content strategies and website pages they're implementing to see if it's something we need to do for your site. For example, suburb pages. Step 2, develop a custom SEO strategy for your website and keywords. Once step 1 is complete, we create an SEO strategy specific to your website, outlining the link building tactics we will focus on for your specific site. And if you require content on your site, we develop a content strategy for you that outlines what type of content we need to produce and how we'll promote it. For example, social media. Step 3, clean up your backlinks. As I mentioned earlier, the key to ranking highly on Google is to clean up anything of low quality related to your SEO. A big part of that is links. So what we do is go through every single one of your backlinks, identify the low quality ones that will likely be holding your site back from ranking, and either contact the linking websites and ask them to remove the link or disavow them, which is where we tell Google to ignore them. Throughout your SEO campaign, we keep a constant eye on your backlinks and ensure that any low quality ones are removed as we find them. Step 4, optimize your website and fix up any website issues. The one thing that has remained the same throughout all of these updates is the way we optimize a website, even though there have been some small innovations of late. We would optimize your title tags and meta tags and ensure you have a web page for each area of keywords you're targeting. No, this is how you can rank for a keyword without putting that keyword in your links. We'd make sure that your internal linking structure, that is, how your web pages link to one another, is optimized as well. We'd set up Google Webmaster Tools and fix up issues that Google has found on your website, such as broken links and duplicate content, etc. And we'd run some speed tests on your website to make sure your site is loading quickly on both desktops and mobile. Of course, we'd also set up Google Analytics with conversion tracking so we can measure the performance of your SEO campaign as the strategy progresses. The 4 steps I've just covered outline our SEO foundation process, which is where we set up the foundation of your SEO strategy to give you the best possible chance of ranking highly on Google. From there, we move to the ongoing implementation of the SEO strategy we developed during your SEO foundation. Here's what's involved there. Step 5, roll out your SEO strategy. This is the step where the best results are achieved. Without this step, your SEO results will be very limited. Your SEO strategy outlines the types of link building tactics that work best for your specific market, as well as the type of content, if any, we need to produce. Each month we go out and acquire these types of links for your website. We start with the link acquisition targets, that is the highest quality links we've found from your competitors, and then expand on those types of links using advanced link research and outreach tactics. Importantly, there is a link building concept referred to as extreme link velocity that basically means building links too fast. Extreme link velocity is something that Google looks out for and negatively affects your website's rankings. That's why it's important to spread out your link building so that you build links in a more consistent manner. We also produce any content required for your website and, where required, promote it through social media. And on a regular basis, we review any new competitors that come onto the scene to stay up to date with what Google is looking for, as well as identifying any new SEO tactics working in your particular market. Step 6, maximize the ROI from your SEO. In the previous step, we built up your SEO rankings and you're now generating a stream of qualified traffic to your website. That is, qualified prospects interested in what you have to sell. Now it's all about maximizing the ROI from the rankings and traffic that you're generating. Your site needs a certain amount of authority to rank at the top of Google. And now that you're ranking and you have authority, you can rank for other keywords in your market by just creating a new page targeted to that keyword. Remember that Google doesn't need keywords in links. For example, we were able to rank number 5 for comparison shopping management in just a few days by adding a page that spoke about that service and optimizing the title tags and meta tags and linking to it internally. So once you're at the top of Google for your main keywords, we build even more traffic to your site by creating new pages on your site or posting content to your blog. And we help you optimize the conversion rate of your website so you generate as many leads or sales from your SEO traffic as possible. Because at the end of the day, it's all about how much revenue you generate from your SEO investment, right? Here's why this strategy works so well. 1. We start by auditing your top ranked competitors to identify the tactics that work best in your industry. 2. We remove any low quality links and content that will stop you from ranking. And 3. We implement high quality link building and or content production tactics that align exactly with what Google is looking for in your market. Implementing just 2 of these without the third one will severely limit your results. That's why we implement all 3. This strategy is all about ensuring that every part of your SEO is of the highest quality and is based on exactly what Google is looking for when ranking a website in your particular market. If you'd like to work with us, then this section is important because we don't work with just anyone. So who do we work with? We work with all types of organizations, from small businesses with 2 to 3 staff to large multinationals. It's not about the size of your organization. It's about your willingness to listen to the advice we give and be open to implementing it. There's nothing more frustrating for us than getting a client on board that doesn't listen to any of our recommendations, that continually second guesses us and brings baggage from previous failures. We work really hard for our clients and we get some great results. And at the end of the day, we want to be happy when we go home. That's why we really only want to work with people we like. People who are generally positive, who want to grow, and who listen to the experts when they're paying them to do a job. If that doesn't sound like you, then please stop watching now, and I wish you all the best for the future. The other thing is that we only have limited spots in each market. We simply can't take on everyone, which means that that if we're full up, you'll need to wait until there's an opening in your market, which might be 3, 6, or even 12 months away. Finally, if you're looking for an aggressive SEO company that guarantees results in 3 months, then we're not for you. The only way SEO companies can offer something like that is because they implement risky SEO tactics that can get you penalized by Google. At Web Profits, we focus on implementing the highest quality SEO tactics we can so your rankings are maintained over time. Because one of the worst things that can happen for your business is that you rank at the top of Google, hire a whole bunch of new staff to handle the growth, and then lose your rankings because your SEO strategy was risky. Because then you need to find a way to replace the revenue that you were earning from your Google rankings just to pay for your staff. And trust me when I say that it's a lot more expensive to pay for the type of traffic that you receive with SEO. If you're still watching, then you're the type of business we want to work with. From here, we'd like to talk with you to confirm that we're right for one another. Because we're not just in this to make money. We want to help you achieve your business goals. That's what makes us really happy. The money is just a great side effect. The next step from here is for you to click the button below and complete the form. We'll then give you a call within 2 business days to find out more about your business and see if we're a good fit. Please only complete the form if you're serious about working with us. And if you have any questions or you're ready to get started, simply complete the form and we'll be in touch soon.